in honor of Priest Fallon.
Welcome to Wonderscape. Life in Hollywood may seem all glitz and glamour, but some of the biggest stars came from places you'd never expect. Some were homeless, some grew up in extreme poverty, and one was even born behind bars. Can you guess which celebrity had to eat expired food just to survive? Stick around, because these stories of resilience, struggle, and triumph will blow your mind.
I'm the king of the world!
1. Leonardo DiCaprio. Our journey begins with Leonardo DiCaprio. Today, DiCaprio is synonymous with blockbuster hits and critical acclaim, yet his early life was anything but glamorous. Raised in a rough Los Angeles neighborhood, surrounded by drug dealers and sex workers, young Leo endured a harsh environment that left little room for comfort. Bullied at school for being different, he found escape in acting, a passion that eventually changed his destiny. To make ends meet, he worked as a waiter and often slept on friends' couches. His breakthrough came at 19 with What's Eating Gilbert Grape, 1993, earning him his first Oscar nomination and setting him on the path to stardom. Even after turning down roles in massive franchises to focus on serious acting, he waited 22 long years before finally clinching an Academy Award for The Revenant. If you think growing up in a crime-ridden neighborhood is tough, wait until you hear about the TV icon who had to wear potato sacks as dresses.
Who was that? I said, there's this guy at CBS, he keeps calling me, and wants me to interview for a job. And Mr. Cox said, that is why you go to school, fool. So that CBS can call you. That is why you're in school. So he said, you leave now and go call him back. And I did, and I was hired in television.
2. Oprah Winfrey. Next, we have Oprah Winfrey, whose journey from extreme hardship to global influence is nothing short of miraculous. Originally named Orpah, after a biblical figure, her name was frequently mispronounced as Oprah until that version stuck, becoming the iconic name we know today. Born into poverty and enduring abuse as a child, Oprah's early life was marked by unimaginable struggle. At 17, she was crowned Miss Black Tennessee, a small victory amid adversity, and by 19, she broke barriers as the youngest and first Black female news anchor in Nashville. Even before her legendary talk show, she earned critical acclaim with an Academy Award nomination for her role in The Color Purple, 1985. Oprah's relentless drive to overcome her traumatic past and reinvent herself has made her one of the most influential women in the world. Oprah overcame unthinkable hardships, but our next star's teenage years were filled with crime, prison, and violence. Yet he still became one of Hollywood's biggest actors.
See how bad it is. But I have people that work with me that will sift through them and have a tendency to send the good ones.
3. Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg's transformation is nothing short of remarkable. Growing up in a cramped Boston apartment with 8 siblings, he faced extreme poverty and even a criminal record at 16 when he was charged with attempted murder. Before reinventing himself, he was known as Marky Mark during his pop star days. However, his breakthrough in Boogie Nights, 1997, showcased his acting talent and marked the beginning of a remarkable turnaround. Embracing his newfound fame, Wahlberg also committed to helping others by donating millions to at-risk youth programs and finding solace in his renewed faith. From street fights to Oscar-nominated films, Wahlberg's journey is wild, but wait until you hear about the rapper who went from selling drugs to running a billion-dollar empire.
What marketing in New York City as longtime real estate executive for Christian Wakefield.
4. Jay-Z. Rising from the depths of Brooklyn's Marcy Projects, Jay-Z transformed his life against all odds. Growing up in an environment marred by drugs and violence, he refused to let his circumstances define him. In 1995, when major labels ignored him, he co-founded Rockefeller Records to release his own music. This bold move paved the way for his evolution into a global mogul, expanding his business into fashion, sports management, and philanthropy. His Sean Carter Foundation has helped countless individuals overcome socioeconomic hardships, and his historic induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2017 cemented his legacy as an innovator. Jay-Z hustled his way to success, but the next artist had to survive with just one meal a day before making it big in the music industry.
Back to this that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
5. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj's rise is as colorful as her persona. Born in Trinidad and raised in Queens, New York, she faced significant personal struggles early on, including a childhood marred by her father's addiction and a traumatic incident that left her family reeling. Before breaking into the mainstream, Nicki worked odd jobs. She was even fired as a waitress. Yet she never lost sight of her dreams. Her underground mixtapes between 2007 and 2009 quickly built her reputation, and her debut album Pink Friday in 2010, along with the smash hit Super Bass, launched her into superstardom. If you think Nicki Minaj's story was intense, wait until you hear how this rap legend survived gang violence and changed hip-hop forever.
I'm not paying attention and I'm just watching him the whole time.
Snoop, are you doing the same thing?
I'm nervous, guy.
You're nervous.
6. Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's journey is a powerful example of how personal tragedy can fuel success. Growing up in the rough neighborhoods of Compton, he was surrounded by gang violence and experienced the heartbreaking loss of his younger brother. Before establishing himself as a music mogul, Dre was part of a funk and electro group, a far cry from the persona he later crafted. His groundbreaking work in hip-hop, particularly his discovery of Eminem in 1997, forever altered the music industry. In a daring business move, Dre famously turned down a $250 million deal for Beats by Dre, later negotiating a $3 billion buyout that solidified his influence. Dr. Dre built an empire from nothing, but our next celebrity had to hunt for food in the woods just to feed her younger siblings.
I feel like I've lived so many lives already, looking back at all of that stuff. And, I could write volumes on probably every experience around every song that I've ever released.
7. Shania Twain. Shania Twain's rise from extreme poverty to international stardom is a story of sheer resilience. Growing up in Ontario, Canada, she often went to bed hungry as her family struggled. Tragedy struck when her parents died in a car accident, leaving her to care for her younger siblings. Determined to overcome adversity, Shania started singing in bars at the age of 8, and her breakthrough album, The Woman in Me, 1995, transformed her into a country pop sensation. Even when Lyme disease nearly ended her career by robbing her of her voice, Twain made a triumphant return to the stage, proving that nothing can keep true talent down. Shania faced extreme poverty, but our next star actually had to sleep on the streets of London before breaking into the music industry.
I didn't have anywhere to live, and everyone saw me as a joke. My video on his platform was the first video that went over 1 million. All of these things in my life would not exist had it not been for him.
It's been an amazing journey.
And then suddenly someone hands you a shovel and you're putting dirt on your mate's grave.
8. Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's transformation from homeless busker to global music phenomenon is nothing short of miraculous. As a child, a medical mishap left him with a stutter, which he overcame by pouring his heart into music. In the early days, Sheeran experienced homelessness in London, sleeping on the streets, in subway stations, or on friends' couches while performing gigs in local pubs. His relentless hustle paid off when an independent EP in 2011 caught the eye of influential figures like Elton John, paving the way for his breakthrough album. Plus today, Ed Sheeran is one of the best-selling artists in the world, a true testament to the power of perseverance. Ed Sheeran went from homeless busker to global superstar, but wait until you hear about the actress who moved to Hollywood with just $700 and a baby.
What I find disturbing in our community, the African-American community, is that we can talk about a thyroid, we can talk about cancer, breast cancer, AIDS even, but we won't deal with the mental.
9. Taraji P. Henson. Taraji P. Henson's journey is one of raw determination and courage. In 1996, with only $700 and her toddler by her side, she moved to Los Angeles, determined to make her mark in a competitive industry. Working as a secretary at the Pentagon by day and auditioning by night, she battled through the toughest times, facing rejection and hardship. Her breakthrough in Hustle and Flow, 2005, and an Academy Award nomination for The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, 2008, catapulted her into stardom. Today, Henson is not only celebrated for her acting, but also for her advocacy in mental health through her foundation. Taraji took a leap of faith to chase her dreams, but our next star's story is even crazier, because she was literally born in prison.
How they settle for catfish. 3 words. 8 letters. Say it, and I'm yours.
10. Leighton Meester. Closing our countdown is Leighton Meester, whose beginnings were as extraordinary as they were challenging. Born in a federal prison while her mother served time for drug trafficking, Meester's start in life was anything but ordinary. By the age of 11, she began modeling, and at 14, she moved to New York City on her own to pursue an acting career. Her breakthrough role as Blair Waldorf on Gossip Girl, 2007 to 2012, catapulted her into stardom, and she later expanded her talents into music with her debut album, Heartstrings, in 2014. Leighton's incredible journey from a turbulent start to Hollywood stardom is a powerful reminder of how far determination can take you. These stories prove that no matter how difficult your beginnings, resilience and determination can turn even the harshest struggles into a legacy of success. From Leonardo DiCaprio's rise out of a crime-ridden neighborhood to Leighton Meester's miraculous journey from prison birth to Hollywood stardom, these celebrities have overcome unimaginable challenges to reach the top. Which story moved you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more inspiring stories from Wonderscape. Your next inspiration might be just one click away.